anniversary, or is it? Reed and Barton is celebrating its 175th year in business, making it one of the oldest silver companies in the United States.
Henry Reed was a Taunton boy. He was a spinner, which is one of the crafts, and he and his friend Barton acquired control of the business in the 1830s, and then took the name Reed and Barton.
Sterling silver is still the backbone of our business. Not only is it a major piece of our volume, it's also kind of the flagship of our product line.
There are approximately 60 steps to making a piece of sterling flatware, beginning with a piece of metal cut from a large sheet of stock, through stamping, trimming, polishing, and plating. Even though many of those steps are now automated, each piece is still hand inspected before it moves to the next process.
And if it doesn't pass the rigorous standards that we've set, it goes back to be scrapped.
It's those standards that helped Reed and Barton put their stamp on history.
You got to accentuate the positive.
During World War II, the company produced silver tableware used by the Navy, forks and spoons for the armed forces, as well as surgical instruments for the Army Medical Corps. In 1996, Reed and Barton was chosen to supply the gold, silver, and bronze Olympic medals.
And the philosophy of this business was always to hire very good people and treat them as family.
Reed and Barton remains family-owned, tracing back to founder Henry Reed. After he died in 1901, various family members led the company, including Sinclair Weeks Jr., now chairman of the board.
The most important thing is the health of the business, and we have always tried to have good people run it, whether they're in the family or not.
The family feeling is not limited to ownership.
I'm fourth generation. My mother worked here, my father worked here, my grandfather, and he had brothers also that worked here, and my grandfather's mother and father worked here. My son works for Eureka Manufacturing, which is a division of Reed and Barton, and he works in the warehouse at Eureka, so he's fifth generation.
In fact, Candace Lofgren met her husband here. Clark Lofgren is a Reed and Barton designer.
I don't think there's one of us that doesn't go into a restaurant that we don't turn over the silverware to see if it was made at Reed and Barton.
There have been some trying moments in this company's history. Most recently in the 1960s and 70s, when consumers' lifestyles began to change.
Sterling flatware was a necessity to consumers, and in the 60s and 70s, sterling flatware was the last thing that consumers wanted.
In 1979, the price of silver went from around $6.50 a troy ounce up until almost $50 in the early part of 1980. And that year, as I remember, we had around 9 price increases. And it got to the point in the fall when the traditional flatware business just stopped because prices were so expensive.
As other companies failed, Reed and Barton survived, then thrived. The strategy? Expansion. In this case, into manufacturing stainless steel flatware.
Either you're going to have a price advantage in the marketplace, or you're going to have a quality advantage. If you're in the middle, you won't succeed.
In just the last 8 months, Reed and Barton has released 10 new flatware patterns. The company also has licensed flatware for Ralph Lauren and Waterford.
The challenge is going to be to continue to change with the demands of the consumer, and also to continue to change with changes in distribution. Our objective is to prepare this company today for another 175 years.
Of course, there's a little work involved in silverware.
Polishing the silver, but we got a few tips from Reed and Barton. You know, a lot of people save it for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and they say use your good silver every day, and it will develop a patina over time that will actually be very pretty, and you'll only have to polish it once or twice a year. And they give us a couple of other tips. Never store it in plastic if you've got it in plastic bags. Never use lemon-scented detergent, and do not use it in the dishwasher. Hand wash it in sudsy water.
Okay, makes sense.